Yo. I keep telling y'all, man, I got the dopest channel on YouTube. Go to my website, gunbypublishing.bigcartel.com. Get both my books, get my t-shirts. Shout out to Cool DJ Red Alert. Shout out to Chuck Chill Out. Y'all know this man right here. Long in the game of hip hop. All my millennials that are younger, look this guy up. This is Ralph McDaniel. Also known VJ Ralph McDaniel. VJ Ralph McDaniel. Uncle Ralph. Video Music Box. We talking about going back to the early days of hip hop, man. Ralph, you was before MTV?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen. Today, y'all got MTV, MTV1, MTV2, VH1, all these videos. This was a time, man, where there was no videos of hip hop on the TV at all. This man, we get ready to get into the specifics, but from what I know, was the first or one of the first. And Ralph, man, I want to thank you, man, for meeting up with me, man, to come up and do this interview with me.
No doubt. We here.
We down here on the Lower East Side. We on the corner of 7th and Avenue A. VJ Ralph McDaniel. Ralph, man, where you from, man?
I'm originally from Brooklyn. Then I grew up in Queens.
Okay. What part of Brooklyn?
Bed-Stuy. Okay. Hancock Street.
Hancock Street in Bed-Stuy?
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Bed-Stuy, man. Hey, Ralph, what high school you went to?
I went to Bayside High School because I played football.
Oh, you was a football player?
Yeah.
You was nice?
Yeah, I was all right. I was decent. We won the city champion the year I played.
What position you played?
I played tight end.
Okay. Yeah. Your hands was nice?
I was all right, but we had some crazy white boys on our team, man. I said, man, this is crazy, man. I ain't doing this for the rest of my life. White boys like that football shit.
Yeah, that bang 'em up thing. Hey, Ralph, man, let's get into it, man. I remember, man, as a little kid, and I'm fit over 50, Houdini's song, 5 Minutes of Funk coming on. That was the intro music, correct?
Yes, sir. That was the intro.
All right, now, where did you, Video Music Box, man, talk about the creation, man, talk about the idea, what made you do it, what year, all that shit, man.
So you got to go back to before I did Video Music Box. So I was a kid growing up in Bed-Stuy, watching Soul Train, watching American Bandstand with Dick Clark. Then later on came shows like, Don Kirshner's rock concert. And anytime there would be a black person on there, I'd be mad happy. So I was like, damn, we need to have a show. What up, bro? All right. We in the LES. We just doing a little interview with my man.
Yeah, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? All right. What's up, Blair? All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
This is the Lower East Side, y'all.
That's why I want to do it here, because this is where it's at. This is what's happening.
Okay.
And so, being growing up in Brooklyn, watching all of these shows, saying, damn, I want to do something like this, but not knowing how to. Then eventually I went to, to work at, I went to school. And
who you went to school at?
I went to New York Tech in Westbury.
Okay.
And that's when I started to learn how shows was done. I like, oh, this is how you do it. You got
what was
to
your
have
major?
a camera. Journalism.
Okay.
Communications.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do what I saw other people doing on TV.
Okay.
But I didn't know how to do it. So I said, all right, I'm going to go to here, see what's going on. I was DJing at the time. I'm DJing in the parks. I'm plugging into we plugging in the lampposts.
Running the wire up the...
Yeah, we doing that.
What year is this, Ralph?
This is early 70s. That's before I even got to college. This is me in junior high school. We plugging into the poles, we plugging into wherever we could get power from, and just setting up some speakers and just letting people dance, because we just like to see people react to the music, see what they like, And so records that we was playing back then was, like James Brown and disco records.
Before hip-hop?
Yeah, before hip-hop.
Okay.
So that was the beginning, hearing that, and now I'm taking that and I want to see if I can bring that energy to TV. How do I do that? So the first thing I do, I start bringing my music and using it as the beds. People put music under their talking and shit. People, damn, you was playing We Got Our Own Thing under that? You was playing, Double Exposure under that right there, First Choice? Like, yeah, so you ain't never heard that on TV before like that. So that was the beginning of how we started getting people's attention. It wasn't it wasn't a lot of videos back then. You know, there was only maybe 10 hip hop videos. You know, this is before hip hop really jumped off. But at the same time, there's a promoter that's out there, and he's working, and he's doing parties, and I'm doing some stuff with him.
Who that?
Russell Simmons.
Okay.
You got Rush. Everything said R-U-S-H, Rush. You see stickers everywhere, Rush.
That's Russell Simmons.
That's Russell Simmons.
All right.
This is before Def Jam, before any of that.
Before Run
Right.
DMC, before all that.
Right, before Run DMC.
All right.
So that's how we got started. That's how it all got going.
Now, Ralph, you knew.
Yeah, I got you.
You knew that.
Hold
All right.
on. Go ahead. Coffee? Just regular, like just 2 sugars, no milk.
No, I'm good, man. Thank you, man.
A juice or soda?
No, I'm all right, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
You just want 2 sugars and
Yeah,
milk?
2 sugars. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, man.
So Ralph, before you went to New York Tech, you knew this is what I want to do. I want to do this TV thing.
Nah, not before I went to New York Tech. Well, I went to LaGuardia Community College first,
Out in Queens.
in Queens, in the Bridge. And on Saturday, people who know back then in the 70s, 78, 79, there would be jams at LaGuardia that was the best because LaGuardia was a mixed crowd. It was Latino and black. A lot of Latinos went to,
Mostly Puerto Rican though back then, right?
Right. Went to LaGuardia in Queens, and on Fridays they would have the I don't know, Latin, whatever group or whatever, and that's the first time I seen Eddie Chiba. Eddie Chiba, for those who don't know, is one of the first MCs to rock the mic.
Okay.
He's one of the first.
Write this down, y'all.
Hollywood, all of them cats, Love Bug, all around that same time.
Pay attention.
And so I'm sitting there watching Eddie Chiba. I'm already a DJ by that time. But now I'm seeing he's rocking the mic hard. Like the crowd is going crazy. I knew how to DJ, but I didn't know how to talk. I could say, yo, what's up, y'all, and this and that and that. But he was rocking it right. And I was like, yo, this is something special right here. And every time I would go there, I would only go if Eddie Chiba was going to be there. And he would be on the mic. This is like break beats now around this time, whatever, disco records. There's not like a lot of if there is a hip hop record, it's 1 or 2. And that's when I knew that this was something special, that I could bring this to TV. So that was my goal. Now I'm starting to go to record companies, and we used to go get promo records. Like you would get
The free joints.
The free joints.
Yeah.
On Fridays. Thursdays and Fridays was when you could go to the record company and they give you an envelope with free records.
Really?
And people, DJs that know from that era, they know we used to be like Thursday, Friday, they're gonna have
First in line.
that joint.
Yeah.
And you could get something that nobody else had. Boom, you go back to Brooklyn or Queens at that time, and I'm playing something. Oh, what's that? It just came out. Promo, copy, bomb. And that's the way I treated Video Music Box. I always wanted to get the new video. I gotta find something that nobody got. If I seen it on, but now when Video Music Box is out, before Video Music Box comes out, like 6 months before comes a show called Hot Tracks.
I remember Hot
Right.
Tracks.
With Carlos De Jesus. Now I had already been talking about Video Music Boxes to the station, but they didn't understand because it didn't exist. Nobody saw anything like that where you play videos and you go into clubs and you're talking. But I talked about it, but it didn't exist, so they didn't give me a shot. Corporations want to see something first before they put it out.
Yeah.
And
Especially with the hip hop, because nobody was feeling it at that time anyway.
right, but and back then it wasn't just hip hop; it was all kinds of music, R&B,
Okay.
reggae, disco, whatever.
Okay.
Slow songs, rock and roll, YouTube, that kind of thing. And so when Hot Tracks came on, I used to watch the videos that they had, and I said, I gotta play videos that they don't have. So I went for the hip hop stuff. They wasn't playing all the hip hop like that. And I knew Russell, who now got artists. He got Curtis Blow. He working with different artists, Jimmy Spicer, you name it. Love Bug, I met Love Bug, all these different people. And I said, okay, now we're gonna go get footage of these cats at different spots, and I'm gonna play the joints on my show. And that's where it all started. Now I'm starting to meet like Rocksteady. I'm meeting, different crews, dance crews and B-boys from around the city. In Queens, we had that going on, but not like it was uptown. You were seeing real authentic shit uptown with the dancers. You know, the DJs was doing their thing in Queens. We was all getting busy. But the dancers was like, you know, they was there, but we didn't see them as often. You know, I used to went to the Puerto Rican or Latin neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, my wife is Puerto Rican, so I go to Spanish Harlem on a regular. You know, my wife she knows about all of that right there. I see it all. So I know all the scene, I know all the vibes. I'm watching all these cats do their thing. And that's all of that energy, boom, I just poured into Video Music Box. And as soon as it came on, it got crazy ratings. People saw it, and people said, "Yo, you know," the station said, "This is incredible. We need you. We need you to help us out, man." And so my man got some coffee for us. That's how we do it, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
She got the milk sitting in ice. Come on now.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
No problem, bro.
Yes,
Ralph, what I know from what I saw, and you older than me, but the Puerto Rican community, man, has been in hip hop since the very beginning, man. You understand? And at that point, I remember in New York and New Jersey, there was other Latino neighborhoods, but they wasn't as large as the Puerto Rican community. It's not like today where you got
Dominican,
El Salvadorian, Honduran, Guatemala.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that
No,
then.
strictly New York was Puerto Rican.
It was Puerto Rican,
Yeah,
and
New
the
York
Puerto
Rican.
Ricans was
New
there
York
in the
Rican.
beginning,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
So Ralph, now what was your first video that went up on Video Music Box, man?
I tell people, well, on the hip hop side, I tell people CD3 Get Tough. And a lot of people don't remember CD3 Get Tough. But if you listen to the lyrics, the same shit that's happening right now in America is the same shit that they was talking about that in 1982.
Yeah, I remember that.
Same shit that Trump is doing, same shit they talking about right now.
Yeah. If you listen to Problems of the World Today, all
Exactly,
of
same
them, Treacherous
vibe.
3, Yes We Can, all that shit is.
Yeah.
So now, how did you? Now the Houdini theme.
I just love that song.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard 5 Minutes of Funk, I was like, damn, this should sound like an anthem, an intro to and that's what I was saying. I was taking the street music and bringing it to TV.
Yeah.
So as soon as I heard 5 Minutes of Funk, I was like, this should be an intro to, who was gonna pick 5 Minutes of Funk to be the intro to their song, to their TV show? You know, and I just said, yo, I'm gonna use that. And I started using it. And I didn't get the rights or nothing. And I remember—
They didn't sweat you for it?
they thought I got the rights. And so I remember Jalil said, did you ever get the rights to that? Because somebody was asking, and I was like, yeah, I got it. And then my man Larry Smith, who I knew from Queens,
Right.
he did all the Run DMC.
That's the one that Ron always talk about Larry Lab, my man Larry Lab, my name.
Larry got in the Cadillac.
Yeah.
So Larry produced that record. And so I see Larry all the time in Queens. I didn't know he produced it.
He produced a lot of that early shit, man.
And so Larry said, yo, man, nigga, you owe me a check. I said, as long as Jive Records ain't coming after me, I'm all right, so I'm good.
So listen, Ralph, now, when Video Music Box came on, all we heard was your voice, man, and you had this, like, dial tone, monotone voice.
Yeah.
You just introduced the... Go on YouTube. Some of your stuff is on YouTube, Video Music Box.
Some of it, shit. All of the hot shit got my voice on in the beginning of it.
Go on YouTube, type in Video Music Box, Ralph McDaniel, and Ralph, your voice was like,
Yeah, this
there
is
was
VJ
no
Ralph
tone,
McDaniels.
right.
It's VJ Ralph McDaniels. Welcome to the #1 video show. Because I listen to people like Frankie Crocker.
Chief Rocker Frankie Crocker. Yeah.
I listen to Frankie Crocker. I listen to the dude who really inspired me was Gary Bird, Imhotep, Gary Bird.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah.
Because he was young.
Yeah.
You know, he was younger than Frankie Crocker, and he was the young dude. And he was on WWRL. And he would come on from 12 to whatever, 6 in the morning. So my mom, we can't be listening to no music late at night, but I have, you know, they used to have a little transistor radio. You could just have it right to your ear like
The
this.
antenna joint.
Right. And I would have that joint sitting in the bed and listening to Gary Bird, and everything he said, you know, he would talk about, you know, police brutality or something happened in Brooklyn or something happened in the Bronx, and then he would play a song, and the song which went right with what he said. I was like, yo, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
I want to be like that dude. How did he know to say that and, you know, and play those songs?
Shout out to Gary Bird.
Yeah.
So, Ralph, what time did you come? You came on at midnight?
No, 3:30 after school, because I wanted to catch the kids, like, as soon as they came home.
5 days a week?
5 days, 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
Yeah. Except Sunday. No, not Sundays.
And what you was on for a half hour?
An hour.
Hour?
Yeah. We've been on for 36 years. I started in 1983. So an hour show.
You still on?
Yeah, we're still on. From 83, yes sir, thank you. From 83 to 98 was the only break that we had because they sold the station. Then they sold the station, but we moved to another station, Channel 25, which is in Brooklyn. And we started doing our thing over there. And you know, it took a minute to get it going, and that's when we started coming on late night because they wasn't really with it, you know. They just was like, they knew it was something that was hot, but they said, all right, well, whatever, we'll give him a shot because he's Robert McDaniels. But then we picked up and, you know, started from 98 to now. We over there.
Now,
but it's in Manhattan now.
Now, Ralph, MTV, Yo MTV Raps, you before all of that, man.
Yeah, we came before Yo.
Those
are my peoples, though. Freddie, you know, I mean,
Fab Five Freddie?
Freddie's an amazing motherfucker. You know, in fact, this is where he would come downtown and fuck with, you know, the arty type people over here. You know, the arts people. You know, that's where they was at.
The graffiti artists and shit, like the punk rockers and shit.
But he from Brooklyn. You know, he from down the block from me. I didn't know him in Brooklyn, but he from Brooklyn too. Yeah. So Freddie would come and mess with different people. You know, like arts people. You know, like I didn't know them people. You know, I just knew the street people. Mm-hmm. But he had the connection to the streets and the art people. So now they start doing jams down here because people had money. And they would do parties and shit, and white people came now. Now the white people is being infused into the scene. So you got spots like the Roxy and all that shit starting to jump off. Bambaataa comes down, he starts doing his jams, different DJs, you know, just people that were doing some incredible shit and was traveling. And that's the whole thing about B-boys and B-girls, like we traveled. You know, we traveled, I went to the Bronx. You know, I wasn't staying up. Brooklyn, we didn't really mess with the Bronx, you know, because we just didn't know. And so you might go to a couple of jams that you knew your people was gonna be at. And you went up there and you checked it out and you got back on the train, went back home.
Yeah.
And they wasn't coming to Brooklyn.
Yeah, but that was New York. That was a different New York back then.
It was different.
That was a different New York.
Yeah, you wasn't running up, not like now.
Nah, you could go anywhere in New York now. Back then it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Ralph, man, you still relevant. You still going today. How can we watch your stuff today, man? How can you?
You can watch me. I just put it on TV. It's exclusive, and people know. People yell at me, "Oh, put it on YouTube and this and that." I'm like, no, we're not doing that. You can watch it in New York on NYC TV, or somebody DVRs it, or somebody sends you a copy of it. You know, you can watch it Saturday nights at 12 midnight, and Thursday late on Friday morning, 2:30 a.m. late night. I still play, you know, some of the new people, you know, some of the new stuff. You know, for the last year, I've been just into this nostalgic shit that, you know, like just videos that I might not even played back in the days, but I came across them over the years, and I played some of them joints that, you know, we don't want to forget the music. At the end of the day, it's all about the music.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Now, Ralph, who was shooting these videos? You had a camera too, or you was getting?
Oh, yeah, we shot videos. Me and my partner, the people who know the big kid, Lionel Martin, we grew up together. We came up before Video Music Box. You know, we was a DJ crew. And we had our equipment, did our thing. I went to school for communications. Lionel went to school, if I'm not mistaken, for law, pre-law. And he went to school with Russell. They went to City College and Curtis Blow. They were always in the same class. And so, you know, as time went on, you know, I was like, man, this is just like DJing, bro. You know, you should get down with this right here. And he was like, really? And he came in and he started seeing what it was, and he got involved with Video Music Box. And then we were like sitting around one day, we was like, man, we gotta make videos, because these videos is not really representing what they're saying in the songs and not representing the culture and the community. And so we started making our own videos. And so the first hip hop video we did was Roxanne Chante's Roxanne's Revenge. And so
classic.
That what's ill is that 30 years later, a friend of mine, a woman that I know, great producer named Mimi Valdez, calls me up and says, Ralph, I'm doing the Roxanne Chante story. I said, oh, that's crazy. She said, what do you think? I said, it's dope. Roxanne Chante is still dope. She's still out here. She's still doing her thing.
Pioneer.
Yeah. And so I said, I'd love to be involved. She said, that's why I'm calling you. I want you to be down. I said, okay, fine. So she brought me in as a producer on the Roxanne Chante story, which is on Netflix right now. And so that is just 360 of me influencing me working with Chante, you know, a young girl at the time, 17, 16 years old.
Huge though.
Yeah, but
huge.
But her energy was, you know, just amazing, and still is. And you know, I call Chante now, like, yo, I need some advice on something, and she'll tell you, cut through the bullshit and get right to it. And so that's the kind of thing that, you know, that's hip hop. That's the development. That's like when you call me, and you know, I'm listening to you, and I'm like, you know, you was telling me I did this, that. I don't care about that. I'm just listening to what you saying, you know. And I'm like, all right, no problem, brother. Let's do it.
Met this man at DJ Red Alert's birthday party. Walked up to him. Y'all know me. I ain't scared of nothing. They said that's Ralph McDaniels. I said I got to get an interview. I walked up to him. Ralph, I got a YouTube channel. Can I get an interview? Yeah, take my number. Called him. He picked up the phone. We set a date. Then he called me back, or either I called him back. Said, no, we can't do it. Let's do it around the Christmas holidays. Called me around the Christmas holidays. I called him. He answered the phone. Meet me on the corner of 5th and Avenue A. Bet. On the way over here, Sean, it's not Avenue, it's not 5th, it's 7th. And we here. Man of his word. That is love, because I've met a lot of people who word is a trash can, man, and that's all you got in this world is your word. Now, Ralph, you produced a lot of videos in the 90s. Didn't you shoot a lot of videos for a lot of?
In the 80s and the 90s, we did all of, like, you know, like Cold Chillin' Records, Big Daddy Kane, Shakuji Rap, Biz Marquee, because of the Chante. That's all related to that. And
the symphony, you do the symphony?
Yeah, we did the symphony.
Yo, the symphony video with the cowboy shit,
Yeah,
that's you?
Yeah, we did all that.
That's the man right there.
Belle Biv DeVoe. I'm just giving you the well-known ones.
Yeah, go ahead.
Belle Biv DeVoe, all of that, Poison and all of that. Thought It Was Me, Do Me, Nas.
Which Nas you did?
The first joint, It Ain't Hard to Tell. I did that for him. I did Wu-Tang Clan Cream.
Wow.
I did Incarcerated. I did Black Moon, which is like considered the, you know, the beginning of backpack music. You know, they don't look at it like that, but that's what people, you know, look at it as. Mad R&B joints, Boyz II Men, TLC, Iron McKnight, you know, you name it. Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown. Yeah, In Touch. Yeah, that's the, you know, because we was, you know, the music was, we was connected to the artists, like the directors and the producers and, you know, people that were making music and people that love music. It was all connected and shit. So you'd start meeting people, they catch your vibe, yo, we make videos, oh word? And then it wasn't like corporate yet. When you get to 94, 95, that's when the switch changes.
The super budgets and shit
Right,
like that?
the super budgets, and it becomes corporate because record companies now say, we're gonna make a radio station that's just hip hop. We're gonna make a radio station that's just R&B. Prior to that, it was mixed up.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't look at it as just one type. We like any kind, as long as the shit sounded good. We like rock and roll music if the shit sound good.
Facts.
You know, we ain't look at it like that.
Facts.
I was playing U2, I just mentioned earlier.
U2 money.
U2, Aha.
Duran was money.
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
You know, all of those records was not hip hop records.
David Bowie.
You know, David Bowie. Those wasn't hip hop records. Those was Queen, Another One Bites the Dust. Those was not hip hop records,
No.
but we played those records.
Absolutely.
So you can't think, now you just pushing that rock and roll to white people or pop people, and the black people is not getting that music because they just listen to hip. I'm like, how is that possible? I grew up on all kind of music. You know, I listen to what I like.
I fuck with Led Zeppelin, man. Led Zeppelin,
Whatever
one
it
of the
is.
baddest rock bands
Yeah,
ever, man.
Metallica, all of that shit.
The Who.
Yeah. You know,
So Ralph, check it out. Now, I'm glad I got this, man. This is why I like to do these interviews, man, with the people from my era, my generation, the old school, because 166 years from now, 243 years from now, when these videos, when they look back, you can't change the narrative and say, yo, these people did it first, or he did it first, or they, these, what you're hearing, this is going back to the genesis, man, of hip hop, the very beginning, man. And this is one of the dudes that was there. You hear the names that he's mentioning, you hear the videos that he's done, and that's why I love to have these types of dudes on, so that you millennials, man, And I see a lot of y'all now are going back and playing them records from 1984, playing them records from 86, the hip hop, because you tired of this music that's being played now over and over that has no substance. So this is one of the dudes, man.
I think it's because there's some new artists that got it. You know, I don't shit on nobody. You know, some of the music. I got you. I
don't like it.
Some
it
of the
can't
music,
fuck with what we was doing.
Some of the music that they play now is for the radio. These kids is like, they've seen people make money and they like, yo, we gonna do that because we gonna make money off it. They don't care about culture or nothing like that.
Yeah, man.
You know, they could care less. They just going for the paper. And in our generation, people did that too. You know, now it's just easier. You know, it's digital. You can sit at home. You ain't got to go in no studio. You can do everything on your laptop.
You don't need no A&R. You don't need none of that.
Boom, put it up. All of a sudden, 1 million people like it. Oh shit! Now you got $1 million in your account. Shit. You like, oh shit. You know, it's easier to do it. It's not the respect for it. It's not there. So you know, respect the culture. That's all. This what this whole tape is about.
What is hip hop culture, bro? Tell us, man.
It's the lifestyle. You know, we live it every day. You know, we could talk about the DJs, the MCs, the artists, the graffiti artists, the B-boys, the B-girls, the knowledge and shit. But it's how you walk, it's how you dress, it's matching your shit up, it's wearing your shit to the side. You know, it's all of that. You know, it's how you respect the street. It's how you respect each other. You know, it's you know. I grew up around all types of cats, you know, and people will, you know, say, oh man, when you was in Brooklyn, they mentioned me in all kinds of, you know, gangster shit, you know, and I'm like, because that's who I grew up around. I wasn't a gangster at all, you know, but I grew up around them and I played music for them and I DJ'd in from Brooklyn, from Franklin Ave to Queens to Southside Jamaica. I'll be mentioning all of that shit because I was there, you know, and they knew it and they respected me. And they're like, yo, that's Ralph. That's the DJ. He know his shit with the music. And that's all part of it. That's all part of what this is all about. And there's a million DJs out there that do them type of things and keep on doing what you're doing because that's how you get the respect of your area. Some of these dudes is big names and people in they block don't even know who the fuck they are. Like, I never even heard of that motherfucker.
Yo. Ralph, you got your social media and all that you want to give them, man? How can they find you, man?
At Video Music Box. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's Video Music Box and Ralph McDaniels, 2 different ones. And that's it, Uncle Ralph. I'm here. I'm getting ready to go, you know, take care of some business, but I'm glad I caught up with you, bro.
Yo, I got the dopest channel on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
VJ Ralph McDaniels, Uncle Ralph.
Hey.
Video Music Box. Stigmatism in my soul. Peace.
Peace.